All right, guys. The only injury I got for you now was McGlinchey went out with a knee, didn't return. Go ahead.
How serious that is, Kyle.
I don't.
Kyle, what does a game like this tell you about your team?
That we didn't play very well today at all. I was real disappointed. Thought we'd play really well. Had a good week of practice. I thought we'd even improve from the week prior, but obviously didn't go that way.
Can you put your finger on why you guys played so poorly today?
Yeah, I mean, when you can't stop the run, I think it seemed like they were in second and less than 5 after every first down. You give up all those free yards, big explosives on screens. I don't think they punted till the third quarter. And then on offense, you got to come out and you got to make those plays to start. I thought that we had a chance to keep up with them at the beginning. First drive with the drop, then the fumble again inside the 10. Then it was catch-up ball from there on out.
What explanation did you get from Josh Norman for the penalty, and what was your view of that?
I didn't have much of a view on it. Josh told me that some of their coaches were talking to him, so he was talking back. Then he told me he got headbutted by one of their offensive linemen, and then he said he got the taunting penalty.
He didn't play after that. Was that your decision, Paul?
No, I wanted him to get out right there. Wanted him to cool down a little bit. And then in the third quarter, we just kept Dre in, which wasn't my decision, but I was okay with it.
When it comes to your defense, why did they look so undisciplined today? Whether it was missed tackles, missed assignments, or the penalties?
We've got to find out. It was extremely disappointing. I didn't think we tackled very well. I didn't think we had 11 guys swarming to the ball enough. I think we made it pretty easy on those guys.
Do you ever give them a piece of your mind during games, or you just leave that to D'Amico?
I mean, I talked to the coaches throughout the game, but no, I don't bring the defense together on the sidelines and give some big speech. I don't do that for the offense either.
Do you think it's possible that there was a letdown when you knew that Kyler Murray wasn't going to play defensively or on the coaching staff or anything, that things changed because of that?
I would hope not. That's something that I aggressively talked about last night. For those guys to let down on it, I think it came down to, I mean, you guys saw how we tackled out there, and we didn't stop the run and we didn't stop those screens, which when you're giving up some explosive screens and all that free yardage, wouldn't have mattered who was playing quarterback. We made it extremely easy on them.
Does Chico Ryan still have your support, defense coordinator?
Yes, of course.
Why should fans be optimistic about the direction this franchise is heading? Five losses in your last 6 games, 11 losses in your last 12 home games.
I mean, to make a big statement like that on the whole direction of the franchise after that game, that's to me, that's unnecessary. We didn't play a very good game today. We got to play a lot better. I know our fans are disappointed. I'm disappointed too. But we got to make sure we do better next week.
You guys are 1-8 at home in the last 2 years. Can you put your finger on if there's something happening at home? If there's something you need to do differently?
I mean, home, you don't have to worry about the noise as much. That's the only difference. So I don't think we played great football at home or the road recently. But it's happened that we've lost more at home. For me to think that's anything in particular, I don't. We got to play a lot better on the road and at home to become a better football team.
Go to touchdown and make it 31-13. If you get 2 there, you'd make it a 2-score game. You went for 1. Did you think about 2 there? Did it not come up?
No, we talked about at the beginning of the drive. I think there was 8.5 minutes left in the third quarter when we started it. We were down 24, so you talk about at the beginning of the drive, hey, if we score, we're going to go for 2 here. We thought it was too early to start playing that game. We thought there would be more possessions. I think we scored somewhere in the 5s on the clock. We just stuck with what we talked about at the beginning of the drive.
You talked about needing to execute better, and it seemed like it was an issue that could be corrected, but clearly this is a pattern now. How do you snap out of that pattern of not executing?
You got to practice. You got to get better. You got to work. Some of these guys we got back on their first week, we got to get them more involved and get some more work. I thought we did come out firing at the beginning offensively, and then they got 2 turnovers on us, knocking those balls out, which I think took away points. We got to make that play, obviously, that George had down the seam to keep us. I think that was our opening drive. Our opening drive. Once we got behind and stuff, defense. We have to clean all that up. I was very disappointed in that whole game, and there's not one place I can start with that.
How was the mood of the team before the game and then again at halftime? Did you feel like they were ready and
That's why I'm extremely disappointed. I'm obviously wrong, but I was very surprised that we didn't play well today. Thought we had a great week of practice. Thought our guys were on it in the meetings all week, and I felt their energy before the game. Was very caught off by how we played.
Even if Josh was responding to the Cardinals, how disappointing is that, especially for a veteran? Because that was obviously a costly penalty.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. I don't care what happens. Whether the refs are right or wrong, you can't give them the chance to be wrong. So it doesn't matter to me whether you deserved it or you didn't. It's that you got it. And it's very easy to avoid those. You get the hell away.
What was the plan for Jeff Wilson? Was that just an emergency?
No, we were we were worried that Elijah might not be able to get through it all, so we wanted to make sure that he was good to go if Elijah didn't. Elijah was able to handle it throughout the whole game, and we didn't run the ball that much either, which probably helped Elijah stay in it. But that was it. And we put Hasty in on pass downs.
You obviously had to, throw once the game got a little out of hand, but you started off pretty pass heavy. Was that in any way a function of Elijah's injury?
No, that was a function of they played 60 linemen in the game every single play, which means you only have 5 guys left who aren't D linemen, which is a premier look to throw, which we were going to keep doing it, and that's why you guys saw. It seemed like that first half seemed like explosives or a drop or fumbles, and we were going to keep doing that to make them pay for doing it, and got some yards with it, but no points, so we obviously didn't make them pay.
There was a play in the first half where Zach Ertz had an incompletion over the middle. It looked like he might have caught it and turned upfield before the ball got knocked out. It was really complete. Did you think about challenging that?
No, I didn't see it, but no one mentioned it to me.
What did you think of Kittle? It's the first time in 5 weeks.
It was good to have him back. He ended up, I thought he started off the game pretty rusty, but he was able to come back and make some plays later that helped.
Kyle, is Compton over Moore just because Moore's been playing on the left?
Yes.
Is that something you'll consider moving Jalen over if this is a long-term thing for Mike?
Yeah, something we'll consider.
What was your message to the team after the game?
Just how disappointed I was. Obviously, we got to play a lot better. I was a little. I talked to the defense a lot about some of the things that you guys saw out there. Offensively, I thought we had our opportunity. We just had to play and make those plays like we did last week. And I thought it was there for us, and especially in the first half when we didn't get it done and got us in the hole, and we weren't able to overcome it.
Say 3 more. What do you think about Jimmy's play, Garoppolo today?
I thought Jimmy was all right. I thought that pick at the end, those last couple plays were some bad plays right there on that last drive when the game was out of hand. But Jimmy was all right.
Did you consider putting Trey in at that point, given that
At
it
which
was
point?
out of hand? At the end of the game when it felt like it was out of hand in his last second.
Those last 3 plays, no, I wasn't going to put him in for those last 3 plays.
Will you consider starting Trey next week against the Rams?
Probably not, but definitely not thinking of those things right now. I'm thinking about this game and the rest of our team.
It looked like you guys had a chance to take momentum with the Eric Armstead sack that was reversed by a penalty. What did you see on that play? What were you telling the officials right afterwards?
I saw it like the ref who saw it originally, who didn't call it a personal foul. He said he got corrected by another guy who thought he had a better angle, and he thought he hit his helmet. I thought he hit his neck. That was a tough one.
Have you ever heard that where the taunting gets exercised first and then they do the one on the coaches? Did you have heard that before?
No, I think I was like you guys. I don't think any of us had any clue what was going on at the moment. We can't hear it when they talk on the speaker, and then they come to tell me after once the play's already happened, usually at the end of the series, and by that time the damage had been done. I'm sure they got the rules right, but we just wait to hear.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
deflating this fall?
Very. Anytime you take a loss, especially with where we're at, didn't feel too good, but 24 hours.
Shanahan said he thought he was surprised given the week of practice you guys had. Do you think you had a good week of practice, and how surprised were you despite the performance?
Yeah, we had a great week of practice. We felt it. We felt the energy coming out earlier today. We felt it pretty much the whole entire week. But we started off turning the ball over, so it kind of goes that way.
What was the locker room like afterwards?
Pretty much the same way that's been the other 5 times. We just know, like I said, 24 hours. And coming tomorrow, we have an extra time this week playing on Monday, so get our bodies right, step away for an extra day, and come in ready to play on Monday night.
The turnovers, how frustrating was that? I mean, you and Jordan both productive catching the ball, but obviously each had those fumbles that hurt.
Yeah. I think we were down in the red zone, so that one definitely hurt. But anytime you turn the ball over, it's going to hurt. But, yeah.
Kyle said that the week of practice felt good. They had a lot of energy. You weren't letting this get to be a letdown game. What happened?
I mean, slow start, I think, put us behind the 8 ball from the get-go. I think when you're playing like that, it's always tough. But, yeah, that's where it starts, and just throughout the game, there's just little mess-ups here and there. The turnovers killed us, just little things like that.
Slow starts have been a pattern for you guys this season. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't have an exact answer for you on that one. It could be a number of reasons. Defense is giving us a different look than we kind of planned for. Us just not executing plays, whatever it is. I think they've all been kind of different in their own way.
Do you feel like the energy was good before the game?
Yeah, I mean, the energy was. You feel guys were excited in a good way. But, yeah, I don't know. Something about playing at home, we got to figure it out and get it right because these fans deserve it.
You are 1-8 over the past 2 seasons here at home. I mean, is there anything that you can figure out what's going on there in terms of?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. We've talked about it. We've addressed it, but we just got to fix something. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what that is. Whether it's focus at home, I don't know. Our crowd deserves it though, because they're out there screaming, yelling. They get loud for us, the faithful, and so we got to play better for them.
Obviously, a lot of expectations this season, 3-5. What happens now? Team meetings? I mean, everybody looks at themselves. What happens next?
I think get ready for this Monday night game. We got to come in tomorrow with the right mindset. Guys got to get their bodies right, get healthy. Everyone's kind of, dealing with something at this point, but it's just about going out there and executing. It's, you don't want to overcomplicate things when, something like this happens. You want to just get back to it and, get back to the grind right now.
Jim, it's impossible to measure this, but with the Cardinals playing without so many of the best players, do you think there was any sort of an exhale just on your guys' part?
I know what you're saying. Not really, because we had talked about it all week. Just what to expect, what could be, what couldn't be, and I know exactly what you're saying. I don't think it was that though, honestly. I mean, maybe it was, maybe but the energy before the game, the feel of guys, it was all good, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was.
How did Kittle's return change the dynamic, and could you see how frustrated he was at that fumble and because it was costly?
Yeah, George made some good plays for us today. Run game, pass game. He brought that energy like he always does. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I had a turnover too. George, we all make mistakes. We have to correct them and minimize those mistakes, or else it's not gonna be good for us.
Kyle was saying that they were playing a lot of 6 defensive linemen. Was that something that you were anticipating or not anticipating as much?
I think we're anticipating it. We had a pretty good idea, that they could do that. They kind of did it to us last time we played them. But so we had a plan for it. But yeah, we just got to. I don't know exactly what it is. We just got to execute.
When you guys are going through these struggles, who on the offense is vocal and steps up as a leader?
I think it's a group of us. I think, obviously I do what I can on the sideline. Just it was really about, we went through the lull in the beginning, and it was about having guys stay in the game. There was a lot of football left. We were down 17 early, and we were only in the second quarter, I think, and it was just guys had the right mindset, and we started to scratch back into it, but it just didn't last. And then we had a couple 3 and outs, things like that, and it's just it's tough when you get behind like that early. And so I think we got a good group of leaders on offense though that handle that.
What's the emotional swing like on the sideline after you come out at halftime, try to regroup, and then see them score a touchdown in 3 plays?
That's tough, but that's as an offense, we got to help the defense out early on to not let them be in that situation. I think that's where it starts, and we'll always take responsibility, as I'm sure they will too. It's we're all in this thing together right now, and we got to figure it out.
Jim, you were a little gimpy after they had the roughing the passer. Was that your calf or ankle?
Lower leg, I guess. Just wasn't feeling great.
It's okay.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Ayuk was a lot more involved today.
Say it again, sorry.
Brandon Ayuk was a lot more involved today. He's reportedly had much better practices. Was he where he was supposed to be and just playing better today?
Yeah, he's always where he needs to be, but he made some plays today. The plays didn't really work out exactly how we planned, so there was a couple broken plays, and he was moving, getting to the right spot. His touchdown grab, that was a hell of a catch he had. So, I love where he's at right now. I love where he's going. He's a young guy who, he's on the upswing right now, and so got to keep going with that, and he'll keep making plays, and I'll keep getting him the ball. All right, thanks, guys.
Kyle said he felt the energy was good this week in practice. You guys are ready to go ahead of the game. Was there some sort of any letdown that you felt because Kyler Murray wasn't playing? I know that's not your side of the ball, but
No, not really. We did have a good week of practice. All the energy and everything was there through all week. We just had some minor mistakes. We had 3 turnovers on offense, and it's kind of hard to win that way.
How did you feel during the game? How did the calf feel, and how do you feel right now?
I was fine throughout the game, and I wouldn't have went out there if my calf wasn't feeling fine. So we tested it out, and it was fine. It was good to go.
But when you guys have those miscues or turnovers or drops early in a game, do you feel just being on this home field, it's been a while since you won, is there here we go again?
Not really. As an offense, if you turn the ball over, it's kind of hard to come back. We just try our best to go out here and forget about what happened and just move on.
bounce back from this going forward against the Rams on Monday?
We just have to focus on all the things that we can control and just move forward and put this loss behind us and just do our best all week and just come out here and try to get a win on Monday.
Howdy.
The outcome you wanted, but did it feel good to be out there? How did your body hold up?
Yeah, playing football's fun. Losing's not fun. Body was good. Yeah.
Kyle said his message after the game was one of disappointment. Is it something that's permeated through the locker room, and how do you help counteract that?
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely disappointed. I mean, it's tough when you turn the ball over twice early on when you're moving the ball after explosive plays. So, I mean, that kind of just kills the team. It doesn't help our defense out at all. I think we had a couple 3-and-outs just to start it off. Defense, you know, that's tough for them. It's a lot of ball early. As an offense, we have to execute better. We have to take care of the football. And then that's all it is. And, you know, the combat disappointment, we get another opportunity next week. And I'm excited about that. You know, this one's going to suck for about 24 hours. You got to move on from it. It's a long season. We still got 9 games left. So, you know, if you just dwell on this one for the next week, it's just going to put us in a bigger hole. So, you know, take this loss and just got to move on to the next one.
As a captain, how do you rally everybody and you can bounce back for next week?
I mean, it's adversity. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It definitely does. But at the end of the day, you're playing football. It's your dream job. And if you're not inspired to come back next week and work twice as hard and, you know, fix a little stuff or, hey, you know, watch the film tough whenever we do watch it and get better from it, then you're playing the wrong sport. You're in the wrong profession. So, you know, I hope our guys are inspired to play because, you know, I don't want to lose every single game. That's not fun. And so we just got to come back, work together, not point fingers, and, you know, just take this loss as a team. And, you know, it was a team loss. And so if guys aren't inspired coming back next week, then they're doing something wrong, and we're going to fix that. I wouldn't say that. No, I mean, I think we had a really good energy coming out. Like I said, when I have a fumble and then the next drive we have another fumble after moving the ball, it just kind of kills the team. So, I mean, that's completely on me. I think we got to do better. We got to follow the play so there's a chance you can recover those fumbles because they do happen, but you just can't let them happen, you know, especially on me, Brandon. I mean, that's just bad ball.
Did you know that was your first lost fumble of your career? You looked kind of stunned. I mean, can you sort of describe the play and how surprised were you? I mean, that just hasn't happened.
I mean, I got to have a ball in my hands longer, I guess. You know, 4 weeks without, you know, really practicing, 5 weeks without practicing. I just got to carry the ball more, and that'll be on me, and I'll have one on me 24/7 from here on out.
George, the team has had a really bad record at playing here at Levi's. I think it's 1-8 over the past 2 seasons. Is there anything you can put your finger on of why that is? Are you guys trying to do too much, or?
I mean, we're just not getting it done. Like I said, and we have turnovers, and we're not, you know, when you give up touchdowns after turnovers, it really hurts. And like I said, we continue as an offense to put our defense in a bad spot, and that's just is what it is. And so we got to get better at that, and we got to eliminate the turnovers and just to give ourselves a chance because we're really just shooting ourselves in the foot, you know, game after game after game. And I think we know what that problem is, and to fix it, you just got to hold on to the football.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Eric, did you have a chance yet to look at the replay of your sack that resulted in a penalty, and how did you feel it unfolded?
I don't feel like it should have been a penalty, and it's kind of unfortunate. I feel like that was a big moment in the game that shifted their momentum that way. You know, the next play they got a big play on the 1-yard line, and that was third down. We would have been off the field. So that was definitely frustrating. You know, it's twice against the same team. I feel like I made a similar play. Last time we played them should have been a safety. But it is what it is. Can't control the calls.
How would you describe that defensive performance? How would you describe the defense's performance today?
Describe the defensive performance. Our defense is based on not giving up explosives, so we didn't do our job. They got too many explosive and explosive lead to points. We didn't make them. We didn't make them, earn it. We didn't make them drive the ball and have to earn points. They got big chunk plays, which led to scores, which is not what our defense is about. And if we don't eliminate explosives, we're not going to be successful. So I would sum it up as not good.
Put your finger on what happened on the explosives? Different things every time, or?
I mean, I'm playing, so I haven't watched the film yet. Really couldn't tell you right now. I know we're going to watch the film and try to get them corrected.
Did you sense you guys might have taken your foot off the gas pedal emotionally when you found out Kyler wasn't playing?
No, not at all. That was something we talked about before. We knew all week that might be a possibility, and we can't take our foot off the pedal for anything. We're 3-4 at the time, so we're trying to win every game we can.
Did you see what happened on the Josh Norman penalty and how frustrating was that when you guys were obviously struggling to stop them and that gave them 15 yards?
No, I didn't see what happened. Obviously, you want to get off the field in those situations, and I don't know how that adds up when a coach gets a penalty and the player gets a penalty, but unfortunate situation. We had a lot of those this game.
Is D'Amico communicating to you guys through the game? Is he fiery? Is he talking to you a lot? What's that like?
Yeah, D'Amico's a great communicator. He, we definitely understand the brand of football and that he wants us to play, and it's our job to go out there and execute.
A lot of short passes. I know you're up front, but was that what you were expecting from Colt McCoy? A lot of those screen passes, a lot of those side-to-side stuff.
Yeah, they do that with Kyler too. So it's definitely a big part of their game plan and what they want to do. Getting the ball out on the perimeter quick. They have great skilled guys, and so it's always part of their game plan. We're gonna have to up front. We're gonna have to get out the stack and run because they're gonna get the ball out quick, and we have to run from inside out.
What do you have to do this week then to get the locker room prepared emotionally for a big game?
What do I have to do, or what do we have to do? I think people lead in different ways. How I try to lead is, showing up to adversity, and I think that's contagious. How you, my career has been a lot of ups and downs. Injuries. A lot of people saying a lot of stuff about me, different things, and so, as a leader, I try to lead by how I face those situations and how I get better and get stronger moving forward. And so, a tough loss like this, any loss, I'm going to lead by bouncing back and trying to bring energy to the other guys and showing resiliency and lead by example.
All right, thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
You played pretty well defensively against Kyler in Arizona a couple weeks ago, and he doesn't play this game and it doesn't work out. So can you understand what happened there? What was the difference?
Just didn't make enough plays. Didn't get turnovers. Turned the ball over, and it's a good team. So whenever you do that, it's going to be really hard to get back into it.
Why do you think their screen game was so effective? It seemed like James Conner had a lot of opportunities that were just one-on-one to the end zone.
Yeah, it's definitely something we got to work on. We know they're going to screen us. And yeah, I definitely don't have an explanation for you right now.
What was your impression of Colt McCoy? And did he prove a little bit slipperier than you expected?
I think I think he's a veteran and he knows where to go with the ball. He's not going to give you too many opportunities, but I think we did shoot ourselves in the foot a lot, and we got to stop the run if we want to get after anybody.
How surprising is it to see your defense have a performance like this, given when you first got here in 2019, when you guys didn't go against our quarterback, you guys generally controlled those games. But just how surprising are you that this has unfolded this way?
It is surprising because I think we do have the right people in the building and coaches and players. I don't think that's the issue at all. But obviously we're not executing at the right times, and it just shows how competitive the NFL is and how small the margin of error is.
What was your view of the penalty of Josh Norman in Clifford, kind of going into it, and how much of a turning point was that?
I was walking off the field, so I didn't really see what happened, but definitely one that we should have avoided there.
What do you think is the issue then? If you feel you have the right players and coaches in the building and you're not executing, what do you think is the issue?
The players not making plays, not executing. Like, we have flashes here and there, and we're not putting together full games, and we just got to be better.
How hard is it to build that consistency going forward? I mean, every play needing to be consistently where you're making plays.
It's tough. I thought the win last week would kind of get us going, but we shot ourselves in the foot today, and they got up to a lead, and we were in striking distance, and then defense comes out slow in the second half, and then we're down a lot, and it's really tough from there.
Do you feel like the energy was good during the pregame and throughout the week?
Yeah, I do. I really do. It's hard to really put your finger on what's the issue, but I think this year with turnovers, we're not getting them and we're giving them up too much. So that's a big sign of a losing team, and that's where we are right now.
Tackling issues under execution, or is that positioning or aggressiveness?
Tackling? Yeah, I mean, I think we have good players and we all know how to tackle, just not being in the right positions quick enough.
Thank you, Nick. We got Fred here for you.
You're going to have to stop the run to be a good defense. What is happening on the run this season in your mind?
Just too much leaky yardage. You know that we got to find ways to knock back. When we make contact, they're you know there's runs or dribbling for 2 or 3 extra yards, and it can't happen. And you know, missed tackles, obviously that's going to kill us as well.
Did you guys have a sense that Kyler Murray wasn't going to play in this game? And during the week, what was your game plan like? Was it a Murray game plan? Was it a game plan for the backup? What were you planning for?
I mean, we anticipated all week that he'd play, you know, and it didn't matter either way if Kyler or Colt played. You know, we knew that they wanted to try and execute kind of the same game plan on offense and run the same offense. It's just with Kyler knowing that he can, you know, pull the ball on some of those zone reads and create more time with his legs. But I think they ran the same offense.
What does that feel like? This defense has kind of been the staple of this franchise. After a performance like that, what does it feel like to register that way?
Probably how you think. You know, it's pretty embarrassing, and you know, it's unacceptable for sure.
Describe what you saw on the Josh Norman penalty and how that sort of affected the game at that point.
I don't even know what happened. I was, you know, I saw that there was a flag for something that they did, and I didn't even realize Josh was getting into it with their players. You know, that's
that's a big penalty because I didn't realize that it was going to result in an automatic first down at the time. I had to talk to one of the refs, but I didn't see what happened.
Eric talked about how he's a more lead by example kind of guy. When things aren't going your way on defense, what do you do on the sidelines?
You know, it's I feel like every time that, I mean, that's a good offense, right? But with a lot of that stuff, it's just us beating ourselves, not tackling correctly, not being out of a gap, or you know, so just trying to keep the guys in it, telling everyone just do your 111, do your job, you know, and just keeping guys heads up.
Emotionally, how do you have to approach this week as a team leader to ensure this thing doesn't slip even further away?
You know, you watch it, you learn from it, and move on. Like, it is what it is. It's one of those ones that you got to move past quick because, I mean, it was, like I said earlier, it was embarrassing just defensively what we put on tape. And something that the only way you get that taste out of your mouth is get right back to work.